And we're back now with Christina Romer, the head of the President's Council on Economic Advisors, who is making her first appearance on Face the Nation. Senator McCain here for the 68th time. So we hope that someday you'll have been here 68 times.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here.
So here we are. The President has put his economic plan out there. The House passed one version. The Senate passed one about the same in dollars, but with some different emphasis. What now? What do you think is going to happen here? And is the President willing to negotiate a little bit when this thing gets to conference? Because it looks like it's going to pass the Senate. But will we see him take a more active role in this?
Well, I think the crucial thing that has to happen is we have to get this plan through Congress and signed and out there to help the American people, because as the numbers that came out last Friday showed, the American economy is very sick and by all indications getting sicker, right? We lost 600,000 jobs just in the month of January. So absolutely this is priority one, and the President is looking forward to working with Congress and making sure we get a bill out absolutely as fast as possible.
Now, the other thing that's going to happen this week is that the Secretary of the Treasury, Mr. Geithner, is going to release his plans on how to use this TARP money, the so-called TARP money. Now, as I understand it, he's going to be talking about money that the Congress appropriated last year. Is that right?
Absolutely.
And is he going to be asking for more? Because some people are saying that's not going to be enough. And I guess he's got $350 billion now to figure out what to do with to shore up banks.
Well, certainly one of the key things that we know is, as important as the stimulus package is, the financial rescue is also important. We also in the administration are committed to working with the housing problem and helping those millions of Americans facing foreclosure. So it's going to be a range of proposals, and absolutely dealing with our financial system is very high on the list. And as you pointed out, Secretary Geithner is going to be announcing this week how we're going to use that money effectively. I think the American people do have a certain lack of confidence in how the money had been used in the last administration, and now that there's a new administration in office, we're committed to using it effectively.
We were told he would announce this tomorrow, but now it may be put off till Tuesday.
I think we're still working out the actual timing. I think the crucial thing is both these things need to get done. We need to get the stimulus package through. And we do know that any package to get the economy healthy is going to be more effective if we get the banks healthy, because we've got to get them lending again.
One of the things we're hearing is that it may be as much as $50 billion dollars in there to help on foreclosures, people have problems with their mortgages. Can you confirm that?
Yes, that certainly. The director of the NEC, Larry Summers, has actually put that number out quite a while ago to say that we were absolutely committed to dealing with the housing problem, and as the President mentioned so often during the campaign, the crisis that's facing American families in terms of the millions of people at risk of foreclosure.
Do you believe that the stimulus funds that have already been distributed, do you think that worked? Because a lot of people say, I don't see any difference. I'm not sure if it worked or not. We keep hearing these reports that maybe the government doesn't even know where some of this money went.
I think I share the same skepticism or sort of disappointment that the American people share of how that first 350 was put in, and I think one of the biggest problems is we don't know a lot about what happened. And one of the things that President Obama has made so clear is that this time around, now that we're in charge, he wants complete transparency, he wants a full accounting, and I think that's going to restore the confidence of the American people, and it's going to make it more effective.
This economic recovery plan that we've seen, the House passed one version, it looks like the Senate is going to pass one that's a little bit different. How do we know that's going to work? Because as I listen to these economists on both sides, some say this works, others say that works. There seems to be no overall consensus on what works. When would you think we'd be able to see some effect when the stimulus package passes?
Well, I think there are two things to say. One, I think there is more consensus that it's going to work than maybe your description would lead us to believe. I think economists actually throughout the sort of ideological spectrum, I think are agreeing that the kind of program we're talking about, this well-balanced program, a bold, big program, is going to be very effective. You know, the President gave us as a crucial sort of marker Any plan that comes out has to create between 3 and 4 million jobs. And one of the things that I've found very reassuring is sort of forecasters across the spectrum, from Mark Zandi at economy.com to macroeconomic advisors to our own estimates, all say that the programs that we're looking at are going to do what the president said we needed to do.
The Senate, of course, took out a lot of the money that was going to states. The states, of course, obviously are saying we need that money back. Do you think that that's going to be put back in this? And would if it was added, would that be something the White House would go along with?
Certainly, we're pleased that something is coming out of the Senate and that we're going to be getting a bill into conference, we hope, next week. I think what the particular parameters look like, we're monitoring and waiting to see. I think the important thing, you were right, one of the things about that state fiscal relief is it does get out the door quickly. It is something that we think creates jobs quickly. And so as we're thinking about the final package, one of the things I'd be looking for was, if that's out, is something else in that will serve that same purpose.
How bad would it be if this whole thing went down?
I think it would be, the word the president used was catastrophic. I think we can't, the numbers that are coming out that I certainly have been watching since I joined the transition are, quite frankly, truly frightening. And I think all of the estimates, if we don't do something, are that this could be very, very serious. And as Senator Conrad mentioned, the fear of deflation, the spiraling out of control, that's the thing that's in the back of my mind. So, the point of optimism is, I feel very strongly it's in our hands, that if we can get this package through, we can turn it around and be back on the road to growth.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr.